Here is the full story from the Express. Pensioners face $2,000 tax hike under plan backed by Labor's pensions minister. At a glance, it looks like they're going to get hit pretty hard. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any important news. If Rachel Reeves imposes a new income tax hike in her November budget, as set out by an influential think tank's new plan, pensioners will pay an average tax bill of more than $2,096 per year. Speculation has increased over the Chancellor's tax plans this week after the Resolution Foundation, which was headed by the Labour government's current pensions minister until 2024, outlined a plan to increase taxes for pensioners, landlords, and the self-employed. The foundation suggested that Ms. Reeves should lower national insurance rates by 2 percentage points, from 8% to 6%, and increase income tax by the same amount. This would allow the Chancellor to keep her pledge not to raise taxes for working people, because those in work would have the tax rise and cut balance each other out. But those who don't pay national insurance, such as pensioners and landlords, would see their tax bill rise. The suggestion came from the Resolution Foundation, a think tank which was run by Torsten Bell between 2015 and 2024, the man who is now serving as pensions minister in Sir Keir Starmer's government. According to the latest pensioner income statistics available from government, single pensioners' average income from work earnings in 2024 was $425 per week. The report, titled Pensioners' Incomes, Financial Years Ending 1995 to 2024, says the percentage of pensioners in receipt of earnings income was 15%, with an average income of $425 per week. Of pensioners in receipt of income from earnings, 6% had income of $1,500 or more per week. Gross earnings of $425 per week on average makes a total of $22,100 earned through work per year. The Foundation's report says the Chancellor should protect workers' pay packets and level the playing field on how different forms of income are taxed, including a 2p cut in employee national insurance, NI, offset by a 2p rise in income tax, IT, in order to raise $6 billion in a budget that will require significant tax increases, according to major New Resolution Foundation research published today, Tuesday. The Foundation says that the previous Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, rightly identified an unfair double tax on work from employee NI and IT, and the current Chancellor should continue to tackle this unfairness by switching the UK's tax base away from the former and onto the latter. Such a switch would raise $6 billion from those who pay IT but not employee NI, including pensioners, landlords, and the self-employed. Now let's dive into some more detail. As you can see, we've taken data from the government's own reports into account. This shows that the average pensioner works and earns $425 per week during the 2024 tax year. When you annualize this amount, it comes to $22,100 before tax. However, it's important to note that this is gross pay, meaning it hasn't had the personal allowance of $12,570 deducted. The Resolution Foundation has defended its plan, arguing that the current system is unfair because it doubles up on taxing work. However, there is no guarantee that the government will adopt the Resolution Foundation's plan when it comes to the autumn budget, although the government has said it will consider all options to make sure that the UK's public finances are sustainable in the long term. One thing is for sure, if it does go ahead, this will not be very well received by pensioners. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all of our latest videos.